Another American-Russian prisoner swap. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. It happened a short time ago. Here's Fox's Jonathan Savage.
Moscow has freed an American prisoner being held on charges of treason. Dual U.S.-Russian national Ksenia Karelina was serving 12 years in a penal colony for donating money to an American charity that supports Ukraine. She's now on her way back to the United States. The Wall Street Journal reports that in return, the U.S. has released Arthur Petrov.
Now, he is a German-Russian dual citizen arrested in Cyprus 2 years ago, wanted by the U.S. for helping supply the Russian military with technology. The day after the biggest stocks market surge in years that's led to big gains in Asia and Europe, futures are falling again on Wall Street, down about 700 for the Dow after that massive rebound.
The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up nearly 3,000 points. It's the largest daily increase in history for point total. The S&P 500 was up nearly 10%. It's the largest one-day percent gain since 2008. And the tech-heavy NASDAQ soared 12%. It's the highest one-day jump since the dot-com era.
All that after President Trump made changes to tariffs.
The screws have been turned on China. Those tariffs were raised to 125%, but the reciprocal tariffs on nearly 100 countries have been paused for 90 days. The 10% baseline tariffs will remain in place.
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson. The president says our trade deficits are too big.
China was by far the biggest abuser in history, and others also, but somebody had to do it. They had to stop because it was not sustainable.
House Republicans have passed a bill they say reins in judicial activism.
The House did pass the No Rogue Rulings Act to limit federal district judges' ability to affect Trump administration policies on a national scale. So that bill limits district courts' power to issue U.S.-wide injunctions and force district judges to focus their scope on the parties directly affected in most cases.
Brooks Sigmund, America's listening to Fox News.
Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now. From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
I'm Ben Domenech, Fox News contributor and editor of the Transom.com daily newsletter, and I'm inviting you to join a conversation every week with the smartest thinkers out there about the issues Americans face and where we're going as a nation. This show will feature deep dive interviews with newsmakers and some of your favorite Fox News analysts. I hope you'll join me as we dive into the fray. It's the Ben Domenech Podcast.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you download podcasts.
China is denying this as totally unfounded, but Ukraine is expanding its allegation that China is directly helping Russian leader Vladimir Putin wage war inside Ukraine. A day after President Zelensky announced his military had captured 2 Chinese soldiers, Ukraine claims they have intelligence that Russia has recruited more than 150 mercenaries from China through social media. And as the U.S. keeps trying to broker a ceasefire in Ukraine, a House hearing focused on Europe.
Alabama Republican Mike Rogers said one of the keys in Europe is not forgetting.
Vladimir Putin is not our friend.
General Christopher Cavoli is in charge of European Command. He testified that American forces are bolstering our allies there with new initiatives.
We've converged U.S. headquarters with NATO command structures. We've increased combined training and exercises. And we've been accelerating European modernization and readiness.
He says strengthened allies will also increase our strength. And
through U.S. leadership, we are laying the groundwork for European leadership and thus for more years of peace and prosperity for the United States.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Golf's first major tournament of the year will tee off next hour in Augusta, Georgia.
Tiger Woods may be missing from the first major of the year, but there's still plenty for golf fans to look forward to as the 89th edition of the Masters gets underway today. Rory McIlroy is looking for his first green jacket as he attempts to complete the career Grand Slam.
I understand the narrative and the noise, and there's a lot of anticipation and build-up.
Scottie Scheffler is the defending champion and will be looking for his third Masters victory in 4 years. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
In the NBA, Luka Doncic made an emotional return to Dallas wearing a Lakers uniform. And he scored 45 points to lead Los Angeles to a 112-97 win, beating the Mavericks team that traded Doncic 2 months ago. And L.A. clinched a playoff spot with the victory. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. No tax increase proposed in the City of Allgood's 2025-2026 fiscal year budget. The City Council approved first reading of the budget Tuesday, which includes a 36-cent property tax rate. That rate unchanged for almost a dozen years, according to Mayor Lisa Chapman Fowler. Second reading of the spending plan will take place next month. The Putnam County Regional Planning Commission has agreed to amend the county's subdivision regulations to require developers to get a signature from the postmaster. According to the Herald Citizen, Postmaster Joey Craven spoke to the Planning Commission earlier this year about the issue, saying the bottom line for the post office is cost. Tennessee's statewide spring turkey season opens Saturday and continues through May 25th. For more information on the 2025 spring turkey season, regulations, and license requirements, you can check out tnwildlife.org. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB. The voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason, and well, not Sheila today. Sheila is off today. She said yesterday, and she told y'all her mother-in-law passed, so she's got a funeral and things like that to go through today, and then she'll be gone tomorrow as well. But Rafferty Cleary is here, so hey there, Rafferty.
What's up?
Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
So happy to be here. Once again, Sheila has drugged me out of the warm and cozy bed, but happy to fill in amid this situation.
Well, it's always good to have you. You're doing a great job in Monterey, and you're always fun to hang out with. That's for sure.
Depends on who you ask, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. It's, what time is it? 6:07. Today is the 10th of April, and Community Options, they're celebrating 2 decades here in the Cookeville community. They've been around since 2004, which is crazy to think was 2 decades ago.
I was in the 6th grade.
Yeah. So today we learned that Rafferty doesn't know who Suzanne Summers is.
I still don't. I looked it up and I still don't. I don't understand it. I don't think I've ever seen her.
That's nuts to me, man.
Well, I'm a youngster.
I know. I forget that you're
spring chicken.
That you're young, but congratulations to Community Options serving Cookeville, McMinnville, and neighboring areas, and celebrating 2 decades. And what they do is they help with services for individuals with intellectual and development disabilities, and to be doing that for 20 years is pretty daggum awesome.
Great group of people.
Cumberland County's Flat Rock Motor Club, which is, if you haven't seen any pictures of that or been there to see it, is pretty awesome.
Sweet, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they're sold out of their founders deals. Yeah. So and they've got condos and luxury living and a racetrack and all kinds of other stuff. It's 900 acres.
I'm hoping I get to risk my life out here soon. My neighbor races cars, goes all over the country, down in Alabama, Florida. Is a member.
Oh, really? Good.
Yes. And so I've been told I'm going to get a ride around the track here soon. And I'm a thrill seeker. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it does look fun, but it's it is for people with race, who like to race. There's going to be all kinds of other stuff there too. It's a full-blown luxury living. I mean, it's got it all. It's going to be really cool and unbelievable for Cumberland County.
Right. You can't take your S10 out on Flat Rock and spin it, in other words.
It'd be cool if you could.
It would.
They should do that. They should have before they open. They should just have, all right, everybody bring your regular car
like
and
a regular folk night.
regular folk. Yeah, just come on. We know you want to. Here's your one chance. Ride around the track, have you a big time. I guess this went well. You may have been there. The Cookeville Putnam County Chamber of Commerce had a job fair in Monterey on Tuesday.
It went well.
Good.
Well attended. I did not go.
Mm-hmm.
I was busy.
Yeah.
Finance stuff.
Right.
But hats off to the Cookeville Putnam County Chamber for organizing that, working with Purdue, and Purdue working with them.
Yeah.
Very important for those individuals. I know that morning I got several calls from the employees that were losing their jobs, and they were looking forward to it. So big deal.
Yeah. Adam Poe with the Highlands Economic Partnership there did a good job of pulling some people together with the chamber to, whether they were skills jobs or really all kinds of different jobs that are available. It's a good thing and a bad thing. Our unemployment in this whole area is way below the national average. But that also means there's not enough employees to go around. And so the employees are kind of in a catbird seat a little bit. And I hope they were able to take advantage of that, because those people working at Purdue are hardworking people, no matter what.
Well, and they were a long time. I think, if I'm correct on this, I think the average length of time that these employees worked there was like 10 years.
Wow.
So dedicated employees who were experiencing just a jolt in their life.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, good for them for being able to give that kind of help, in the community. I really like that Adam Poe. He seems like a really good dude.
Adam is the man. Soft-spoken.
Yeah.
But the man. He's a
right.
boss.
Carries a big stick, like Buford Pusser.
Yeah. Speaks softly, carries a big stick. I thought.
So you know who Buford Pusser is, but you don't know who Suzanne Summers is?
No, I mean, last night I watched Rooster Cogburn.
Yeah.
He like that type of person?
So Buford Pusser was a sheriff on the Tennessee-Mississippi line, and there was this group.
About Walking Tall?
That could be Walking Tall, that movie. But yeah, I think it might have been about Buford Pusser. But
okay.
And he had to fight the Dixie Mafia.
Okay.
And but yeah, walk softly, carry a big stick. That was his whole thing. That's what he did. He found a fence post, a wood fence post.
That's it. I always thought that quote came from a president.
No, it was Buford Pusser, man, a sheriff.
I think we've started a debate.
No, it was for sure Buford Pusser.
All right.
If you head over to Good Morning Cookeville on Facebook, we've got this going today for Your 2 Cents. Your 2 Cents is brought to you by our friends down at Freedom Pawn in Sparta. They're located at 49 Mayberry Street. If you're looking for guns or guitars or drums or whatever else you're looking for, they've got it. Inventory changes all the time at Freedom Pawn at 49 Mayberry Street, Sparta. We'll get into this after the break, but go ahead and tell you so you'll be thinking about it. Name something you learned in school you never used in your adult life.
Oh?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they tried to teach me in high school, and I might have used some of it if I'd remembered it, but I don't. So I don't really know. I know it wasn't algebra.
Or maybe you use algebra, you just don't know you're using it.
Well, here's what I've discovered about algebra. Algebra wasn't about math. Algebra was about problem solving. And they should have just said that. This isn't math. This is problem solving, so things don't necessarily add up. That was always my problem. I needed things to add up. They don't have to add up.
There's several things running through my noggin right now that I didn't use. I can't wait to share them.
Yeah, we'll get to it here in just a minute. Your 2 cents on the way here on Good Morning Cookeville. Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate, and we're here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back in just a second.
Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Deliver phenomenal 5-star service to every client, every time. Visit tnelevate.com.
And I also say to you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades shall not prevail against it. Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. Hello, Upper Cumberland. This is Jesse Flowers with the Jerry Whitson Road Church of Christ. Please visit our website at jerrywhitsonrdcoc.org and join us every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on our radio program, Words of Exhortation, as we study through the Gospel of Matthew right here on WHUB. May the Lord bless you as you serve Him and serve others.
Your home, your sanctuary. This includes your outdoor haven as well as the interior of your home. Willow Window can elevate your outdoors today with elegant and innovative products from SummerSpace. From awnings and outdoor shades to porch enclosure systems, transform your porch to your favorite part of your home. SummerSpace has the perfect solution specific to your needs. Call Willow Window today for your free estimate, 931-WINDOW-1.
Let the bidding begin. It's time for the show, and you know it's gonna go high. There's a buzz in the air, and people come from everywhere to hear the auctioneer cry. The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
Elevate your space with high-quality window treatments from Willow Window. Our dedicated team crafts custom solutions featuring sleek blinds, elegant shades, custom interior and exterior shutters, and luxury drapery tailored to your style. Transform your windows into stunning focal points that enhance your home's charm. Reach out to us today for your complimentary estimate. 931-WINDOW-1.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Morning Cookeville.
Jason and Sheila. Good Morning Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. We're live in the Willow Window Studio. Rafferty Cleary is feeling.
I'm feeling good.
Filling in for Sheila. She's on her way to a funeral for her mother-in-law. So I want to say that our thoughts and prayers are with Tim and Sheila and their whole family. Nothing fun about a funnel.
No.
I'll tell you that.
Love you, Tim. Love you, Sheila.
On Facebook, we've got what's something that they taught you in high school or that you learned in school you've never used in your adult life. That's today's Your 2 Cents, brought to you by 49 Freedom Pond at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta. And I'll just be real honest.
Go for it. I love honesty.
Not a lot. I mean, my problem is that I learned when I was a junior in high school that at this time, of course, this is back in the early 90s, that it didn't matter what you took. You just had to have enough credits to graduate. So I strung together enough electives, fun classes, that I got the credits to graduate. But I didn't take any of the hard stuff.
You had the Booby Miles attitude.
Want to win, put Booby in. Want to win, watch Booby spin. Yes.
Right. All I got to do is show up type deal. That's cool. That's cool.
I had 3 different home ec classes. A class called Business Law, which you'd think would be hard, but it wasn't. Typing.
This makes sense. You're a great typer. Your home is immaculate, and you're a great cook.
I did take, both my parents were school teachers, so a lot of times I'd have to go to in-service with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would hear which teachers, weren't going to be there. And then they'd talk about the breakfast tables. And I heard going into my senior year about, they were going to do this introductory to sports medicine, but the teacher has already quit and they can't find anybody else to teach that class. Well, I immediately signed up for it because you know what that meant? Substitutes.
Right.
So I got to watch all the cool movies for an entire semester. We all got A's. I told all my buddies about it, and it was great.
So what you're saying?
I got a credit for it.
You're basically a rocket scientist.
Basically, I worked the system that was best for me. I knew I wasn't going to go to college.
Yeah.
And because I was already doing stuff like this, so I was kind of like, well, I'm going to be a radio man my whole life, and I'm already doing it. So why do I need to worry about school or college?
Mm-hmm.
And coming to find out, luckily, I was right. Kevin Tandy Sr. says algebra.
Math in general.
I mean, I use some math.
Well, yeah,
but
adding, subtracting.
Right, but adding and subtracting.
Division. Trigonometry for me.
Oh, God. Never even took it.
I haven't used it.
I couldn't even tell you where to begin with trigonometry.
It was no fun, but I'm not using it. Another one.
What?
And I can remember in learning this in elementary school, getting to 6th grade,
mm-hmm.
all through elementary school, they're like, if you don't know how to do this in 6th grade, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Cursive handwriting. Got in the 6th grade, never used it. Haven't used it since. And don't plan on using it.
Well, that's the thing, I hear a lot of people my age is like, oh, if you want to confuse a millennial, write in cursive. Well, I mean, nobody uses it.
I
don't use it.
No. I can read it to an extent.
Yeah.
Some people's handwriting's just horrible.
You sign your name in cursive when you have to do a signature, right?
Right.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it.
That's it.
Yeah.
First and last name.
And my signature is,
mine's basic.
Oh,
basic.
Mine's a big J and a squiggly line and a big G and a squiggly line with a dot over it.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's not even real cursive.
I remember having to do like poetry in an English class, and I've not found myself writing a poem since that.
You kind of seem like a poetry guy.
Yeah. I could see, I've got that vibe about me.
Like it's in you.
But I just don't do it.
It's because you don't have time.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a retirement thing for you.
Yeah. Wear one of the fancy hats or, what do they call it? That's a painter. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could wear one. Maybe you could go fedora.
Yes.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
You look good in a fedora, I think.
Thank you.
I think a fedora would suit you.
Walter from Nissan. You know Walter from Nissan?
Yes.
He
pulls it off.
The best.
Yeah.
The absolute best at wearing a fedora.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, old Walter, man. He's something else,
He's
isn't
a
he?
good one.
Yeah.
He's a good one.
Let's see here. See what else y'all are saying. Johnny Ferguson says, how to dissect a frog.
Well, I mean, if I really wanted to.
I mean, I could.
I could. That's good. I like that.
Man, I got really lucky in science when we dissected a frog. I was hoping I'd get one that was, pregnant and was full of eggs.
Yeah.
And sure enough, man, I got one. So, cut it open. Of course, the smell of formaldehyde's everywhere. And
It's like getting a Mewtwo and a pack of Pokemon right there.
Yeah, sure. And so there's all these eggs. And it's like, well, I mean, these are going to fly around today. So, it's ping, ping, ping with those eggs. And then they went, of course, they go over. They're real bouncy. The eggs are. So, but
Jason the scientist.
it was all good. And then Sherry May says this, and I totally agree. There's no reason to learn to do this. There's zero reason to learn how to diagram a sentence.
Yeah.
I thought this is the dumbest thing in the world that we're learning.
I've got one real quick. Are
What?
we running out of time?
No, we got time.
There was a point, I think they were teaching Chicago math.
Chicago
That's
math.
what it was called. It's like a curriculum or something.
Okay.
I think this is what forced my dad into retirement, actually. He was a
Okay.
school teacher, too, like your parents.
Uh-huh.
And I remember them trying to teach us to measure with paper clips. It was like taking the teacaps or something. How many paper clips long is this? And I don't find myself, when I need to know, how long a, something is that I need to
You're not
cut,
busting out the paper.
I'm not pulling out paper clips to measure with.
Well, now you got to.
Chicago math is the answer to that.
Well, I mean, with I know at least on the iPhone anyway, you can get on there and take a picture, and it'll tell you how tall something is.
Yeah. Which is eliminating, we were talking about this off the air, but eliminating the use of English in school because AI is doing everything for you now.
Oh yeah, ChatGPT's a heck of a thing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And the Grok, the Twitter, the Elon Musk AI is fantastic.
I don't tweet. I don't.
Oh, well, I mean, you can ask it. It's way better than ChatGPT.
Anything outside of Facebook makes me nervous. I'm a little foreign to tweeting and talking and gramming. I think that's what they call it.
Instagramming.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not big on the Instagram.
It just makes me nervous when I mess with it.
Why?
Because I don't know how to use it. You know what I mean? Like I just.
Robert, you're a young guy, Rafferty.
I'm an old soul, though. I
But
watched Rooster Cogburn on television
right,
last
but
night.
you say all that, yet you don't know who Suzanne Summers is. And Suzanne Summers brought a lot of us boys into men back in the day. I mean, I was going to tell you that.
Pop culture, not so much my thing.
I mean, when she started doing those Thigh Master commercials, she'd be doing it, doing the Thigh Master thing, and she would say, "Thank you, Thigh Master." And I just remember going, "No, thank you, Thigh Master."
How old were you then?
Oh, probably 13 or 14,
13-year-old Jason.
Prime, hormones going all over the place.
Raring to go. I get it.
And there's Suzanne Summers on TV doing this thing where she's, working out her thighs, and you're like, oh. It's almost as good as the Sears catalog.
Ah, see, I remember the Sears catalog.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
And the Toys R Us catalog, I think.
Yeah. You're right on the tail end of that, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's 6:29 now. Your 2 cents. What's something that that you learned in school but you've never used? You can find that on Good Morning Cookeville on Facebook. You can also find it on maybe Hub Plus. I'm not sure where all that goes.
YouTube.
Well, you can watch us on YouTube. Hopefully your dad's watching right now on YouTube.
Probably not. He's like me. Technology kind of makes him nervous.
Has he? You sent him the link. Has he sent back anything? Or?
No, he's not real good at texting.
Oh.
It's that type of relationship.
You can watch us live on Facebook. You can find us on Hub Plus on Facebook or on YouTube at Hub Plus Cookeville. is where you can find us on YouTube, channel 192 on Twin Lakes and Spectrum, and of course the Hub Plus YouTube or Hub Plus Roku app. You can find us on there as well, along with some other great shows like the Randy Porter Show, Cookeville Lifestyle Show, and we've got 4 more shows that should be debuting by the end of this month. That'll be on Hub Plus, and Monday Night Baseball with Upper Cumberland Reporter. We've got that going on right now too. So a lot of cool stuff coming to Hub Plus. Also on Hub Plus, while we're talking about it, on Friday the 18th, they're doing a big drone show for they're showing the resurrection on in drones.
Yes, this is going to be cool.
And if you've never seen a drone show before, man, it's going to be awesome. They're doing it above the big cross up by the river, by the interstate. Best place to watch it is on Interstate Drive somewhere. Really anywhere around Cookeville. If you can see the cross, then you can see the resurrection in drones. And then there's a soundtrack that goes along with it. You'll be able to hear it here on 107.7 as it transitions into Grace FM, a contemporary Christian station. And you can also hear it on 98.5 KISS FM. But if you can't make it into town and still want to see it, you can watch that on Hub Plus as well. We'll be broadcasting that live.
Super cool.
So a lot of cool things coming to Hub Plus. We'd love it if you'd go ahead and download it on Roku if you have Roku. 6:31, spoiler alert is coming up next, so stick with us here on Good Morning Cookeville. Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We're here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. No tax increase proposed in the City of Allgood's 2025-2026 fiscal year budget. The City Council approved first reading of the budget Tuesday, which includes a 36-cent property tax rate, that rate unchanged for almost a dozen years, according to Mayor Lisa Chapman Fowler. Second reading of the spending plan will take place next month. The Putnam County Regional Planning Commission has agreed to amend the county's subdivision regulations to require developers to get a signature from the postmaster. According to the Herald Citizen, Postmaster Joey Craven spoke to the Planning Commission earlier this year about the issue, saying the bottom line for the post office is cost. Tennessee's statewide spring turkey season opens Saturday and continues through May 25th. For more information on the 2025 spring turkey season, regulations, and license requirements, you can check out tnwildlife.org. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vincent with the UCR Sports Report. On UCR last night, the Upperman Bees baseball team beat DeKalb County 9-3 to win their 8th game in a row. The Bees are now 6-0 in District 7 3A play. Luka Doncic starred in his return to Dallas with the Lakers as Los Angeles won 112-97 last night. Doncic had a game-high 45 points with 31 in the first half. The win for the Lakers also clinched them a playoff spot and now have a record of 49-31. Elsewhere in the NBA, the Bulls beat the Heat 119-111. Hornets fell to the Raptors 126-96. And the Magic beat the Celtics 96-76. The Atlanta Braves fell to the Phillies last night 4-3 after Trey Turner hit a go-ahead solo home run in the top of the ninth. The Braves are now 2-9 on the season. Elsewhere in the MLB, the Giants topped the Reds in extras 8-6. Dodgers beat the Nationals 6-5. Yankees over the Tigers 4-3, and the Marlins shut out the Mets 5-0. Join us tonight for some high school baseball on UCR at 6 o'clock, weather permitting, as the Upperman Bees take on Watertown in a non-district battle. You can watch the game on the main UCR Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Jacob Vincent, and that was the UCR Sports Report.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
I'm I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stock futures are losing ground after yesterday's dramatic rally that had the Dow closing up more than 2,900 points and the NASDAQ gaining more than 1,800. The Trump administration has paused most reciprocal tariffs for 90 days, though tech analysts say investors are looking at continued uncertainty because the U.S. is still in a trade dispute with China, which has major ties to tech companies. Apple shares are down more than 2%. It makes most of its iPhones in China. U.S. Steel shares are down 11%. President Trump says U.S. Steel should remain an American company and not merge with Japan's Nippon. Constellation Brands, maker of Kim Crawford wines and Modelo beer, is restructuring. It's selling its lower-priced wine brands, including Woodbridge, to the wine group. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
National security is at risk, and China controls most of the world's supply of antimony, a critical metal for military and defense technology. Military Metals Corp is taking action and securing a Western-controlled supply with projects in Europe and North America. Critical minerals are the backbone of modern defense. Now's the time to pay attention. The stock trades on the OTC under ticker MILIF. Call your broker today or go to www.militarymetalscorp.com.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
From the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, I'm Anthony Taylor with your Thursday morning forecast. We've started the day off with a few showers and thunderstorms scattered across the region. Most of this activity should end before lunch. It'll be partly sunny this afternoon with highs around 70. South wind gusting as high as 20 miles per hour at times. Storms will redevelop later this evening. A couple strong to severe storms are possible, with large hail and gusty winds being our primary concerns. The severe threat should end before midnight with overnight lows in the mid-40s.
You let him try violin because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Rafferty Cleary here this morning. Of course, you can always hear Rafferty doing the news and does a great job. We're real happy that Rafferty has joined the Cookeville Communications team and made our news product sound way better than it did before. Nothing against JP Bazette, but you're a huge upgrade, so we appreciate you being part of it.
I'm just happy you asked me to do it.
Well, good.
And I wouldn't do it for anyone else but you.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Can I say hey to somebody?
Yeah, go ahead.
Joy McCaleb.
Is she watching?
Yeah, she got a little miffed at her dig at English.
Why? Oh, because she was an English teacher?
Well, you know.
She was a teacher.
She's a teacher, yeah. We're not digging education.
No, you need education.
Yeah.
I got plenty of education.
But how much do you love Joy?
Oh, I think she's a great lady.
Me too.
Sure.
One of my faves.
Yeah.
One of my faves.
Anytime I see her out and about, it's always good to see her. I think both my kids had her in school.
Mm-hmm.
And first time I met her was on a trip to Disney.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that would have been a trip.
Yeah.
To go on a trip to Disney.
I didn't know her then. She was just my kid's teacher.
Uh-huh.
So I wish I would have known her.
Yeah.
You know, like as a real person, not a teacher, because it probably would have had a lot more fun, to be honest with you.
Certain people you meet in your life that just have a great impact on you.
Yeah.
And you know, for as long as you're living, something they did for you or said to you will always stick with you.
That's right.
That's Joy. She fits that select group.
Yeah.
That fit that definition.
Right. It changed your life a little bit.
Joy.
That's good.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert time. Things going on in the world of entertainment and music. So tonight on Jimmy Fallon, John Hamm's going to be on there, one of my favorite actors. Let's see here. Christina Ricci is going to be on Jimmy Kimmel tonight. Viola Davis is on Seth Meyers. On regular TV tonight on ABC, you got 911, Dr. Odyssey, and Grey's Anatomy. On CBS, Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, also Ghost and Matlock, which I don't know. I did think I'd like the new Matlock, but I do. It's good.
You know, it's crazy. Everything you've mentioned, I have no Grey's Anatomy. I don't know any.
Yeah, I
of these.
figured you were a McDreamy guy.
Mm.
Next Level Chef is on Fox. Farmer Wants a Wife is on Fox. You ever seen any of that, Rafferty?
Sounds risky.
Farmer Wants a Wife?
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. Law and Order Special Victims Unit, that's on NBC. New to streaming, Black Mirror is on Netflix. So is season 1 of Moonrise. North of North is on Netflix, season 1 of that. A series premiere on Netflix called Pop the Balloon. And on Max, there's a show called Hacks. Plan on watching any of those?
No.
Do you even have Netflix, Rafferty?
I do.
There you go. What's like your show? I mean, like, you have a show, a go-to?
Well, I got on a binge of Vikings.
Oh, love Vikings.
Yeah.
Vikings Valhalla.
Valhalla, yeah. That was great.
I love Vikings.
It's typically I'm a movie guy, not a show guy. And what I've been doing lately, though, is I'm falling asleep watching the ESPN 30 for 30.
Those are great, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Other things going on in the world of entertainment. Angelica Houston reveals she's had a bout with cancer after filming John Wick Chapter 3. The actress told People magazine, "I managed to survive it, and I'm proud of myself." HBO has renewed The Last of Us for a 3rd season. Season 2 debuts Sunday. And AMC has renewed Mayfair Witches for a 3rd season. It'll be set in Salem, Massachusetts. I guess it was set in some other town. I've never watched that show before. I've also never watched The Last of Us.
Me neither.
Well, The Last of Us is supposed to be sad. I don't like watching sad shows.
I'm good for a cry here and there.
So I don't want to watch a sad show. J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, is returning to host the American Music Awards.
Okay.
That'll be live on CBS and Paramount Plus from Las Vegas on May the 26th. J-Lo teased a role on the show during the AMA 50th anniversary special that aired last fall. She hosted them back in 2015 and has performed on the show 10 times.
Impressive.
I don't realize it had been like that. So that's on Memorial Day night. Producers say the program will pay special tribute to our troops and veterans through authentic performances and unforgettable moments. Should be a good show. Hope they do the troops right. Surely they will. Old Prince Harry.
Uh-oh.
And ever since he married Meghan Markle, it's been downhill for him.
Just a tumble.
Did he not have a buddy that was like, "Hey, bro,
don't do it.
She's crazy." You got to have one buddy like that who's willing to tell you the truth. And apparently he's got 0 of those.
Who is your one buddy?
Well, I've got several.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of my buddies really pull any punches. I mean, you know most of them. Have you ever heard them pull a punch?
No.
It's black or white. You know, none of us deal well with the gray area because we're not smart enough. You know, tell me what it is. Well, the London High Court, there was a hearing on Wednesday regarding Prince Harry's legal challenge over his UK security engagements. And an unexpected disruption occurred. A woman in her 50s shouted support for the Duke of Sussex and criticized the press, prompting his bodyguards to swiftly escort him out of the courtroom. The woman was removed by the court as well, and Prince Harry returned once order was restored. But it's that Meghan Markle that's caused all this.
Yeah.
And have you seen her podcast?
No.
Oh, don't.
You watch her podcast.
Well, some people were making fun of it, and I'm like, oh, I've got to see what this really is.
Now you're an avid watcher of it.
No, because they were 100% right. So it's supposed to be like this cooking home improvement show, but she doesn't cook. She just likes put stuff together that's already cooked. It's like she's making charcuterie boards out of things that have already been cooked. So she's not doing any of the cooking. And then like her home improvement is, I bought this at a store and look, I set it on my table.
Huh.
And like, you know what? You're not Martha Stewart. I'm sorry. It's just, it's awful.
Not a fan I'm getting, Jason.
No, I'm not. Kenan Thompson revealed that he's got GERD, which is gastroesophageal reflux disease. So that's why he's had a lot of heartburn and sounding hoarse over the past couple of years. So
GERD.
I know several people, yes, older people, get this GERD sometimes, and it's painful. And I know some people who've had it, and it's no bueno.
If I hammer down on some jalapenos, I get GERD every time.
Yeah. Coming up next, we've got the real good couple of stories that are positive and uplifting. And then since Sheila's not here, Rafferty is going to ask me the questions. We've been doing this all week so we could keep a consistent score since Sheila was going to be out. I think I've got 5 or 6 correct answers.
That's a shock.
And so we'll get to that here in just a little bit, too. It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're live here in the Willow Window studio. Check out willowwindow.pro. Their summer space is available. We're right here at it. You can change up your backyard. And I've been calling it, make your backyard a place where you don't want to take a vacation from. You just walk outside and poof, there's your vacation.
Make your backyard great again.
Make your backyard great again.
Yes.
That's right, with no tariffs.
Yeah.
No tariffs on your outdoor space. I don't think. So visit willowwindow.pro to find out more about that. We'll be right back here on Good Morning Cookeville. Hang out with us.
Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Looking for talented individuals who would like to join our team? Contact us today. Visit tnelevate.com.
You've prolonged it enough. 1 year quickly turned into 2, 2 years into 10, and now you've lost track of how long it's been since you've seen the dentist.
A trip to the dental office can be a scary thing for many people, but there is help. Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Hayes.
And I'm Dr. Kevin Hayes. At Hayes Family Dentistry, we're changing the way people think about going to the dentist. We use the latest advancements in dental technology, including sedation dentistry, which offers hope to people who fear going to the dentist, or patients who need to have a lot of dental work done in just fewer appointments.
With one little peel, you'll ease into a state of relaxation and all of your fears will melt away, allowing us to correct years of dental problems, often in just one visit.
For more information, call us at Hayes Family Dentistry, 931-526-1614. That's 931-526-1614, or visit HayesDentistry.com and find out how easy it is to have the smile you've always wanted.
Join Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity for their Dream Builders Putnam Luncheon, Tuesday, May 13th from 12 to 1 p.m. at The Edge at Life Church. You'll get to hear from donors, homeowners, and volunteers. Admission is $25. And if you're interested in being a table host, please reach out to Casey at 931-528-1711 extension 6. It's Upper Cumberland Habitat for Humanity's Dream Builders Putnam Luncheon, May 13th, 12 to 1 at The Edge at Life Church.
Discover unbeatable value at Freedom Pawn, your ultimate one-stop shop. Conveniently located at 49 Mayberry Street in Sparta, we offer a vast selection of guns, ammo, knives, instruments, cameras, game systems, jewelry, tools, kayaks, trailers, and more. Whether you're buying, selling, or trading, our expert team is here to help. We're now open on Mondays, so visit Freedom Pawn Monday through Saturday. Come see us and experience the difference. Freedom Pawn, the friendliest and cleanest pawn shop in the Upper Cumberland.
Gentry's Power Equipment, your trusted Exmark dealer in Cookeville. For over 35 years, Exmark has been pioneering innovation, offering legendary durability and unmatched cut quality. Whether you're a professional landscaper or a homeowner, our range of commercial and residential mowers is designed to meet your needs. Hurry in for 0% financing for 48 months on select models, just in time for spring mowing. Gentry's Power Equipment, 755 Buffalo Valley Road, Cookeville, where big boy toys are their specialty.
Hey guys, it's Philip Gibbons for Carlin Chevrolet. Aren't you tired of being sold a car by the other guys? And once you leave the lot, the dealership acts like they don't even know you anymore? Well, at Carlin Chevrolet, they're not in the business of just selling cars. They're in the business of making you family by having the #1 customer service in the Upper Cumberland for over 10 years and lifetime oil changes. Carlin Chevrolet on the corner of Spring and Willow or carlinchevrolet.com. Carlin Chevrolet. Upfront, honest, home.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 107.7 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. Well, Rafferty Cleary is filling in for Sheila today. Sheila is with her husband, Tim. They had a death in the family. Her mother-in-law, she was 91, and her name was Joyce. We'll be sure to put that out there for you. If you would mind putting Sheila and Tim on your prayer list today, that'd be real nice of you. Every day we go through a bunch of news stories, try to find some that are positive and uplifting, and we call it The Real Good. Hey, Rafferty.
The only reason I came on the show today.
Say the real good?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, I found out a lot of people say that along with us.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I bet there's thousands of people all across the Upper Cumberland that just said it with us.
Maybe not thousands. Maybe
I bet
maybe
so.
hundreds.
I bet so.
I'm hoping for hundreds.
I'm going thousands.
Chris Owings enjoyed a long career in Major League Baseball, lasted 11 years, and had him playing for 8 different teams. That long career started with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and recently Chris returned to Arizona to visit a high school baseball team there. He stopped in and surprised the South Mountain High School Jaguars and brought gifts including bats, cleats, batting gloves used during his career. One player on the team, Noah Burra, described the visit by saying, "It's kind of surreal. You don't wake up every day and see a Major League Baseball player and get a new bat." That's true. Chris also presented the team with a $1,000 grant and took time to answer questions, share stories, give advice. One of the coaches told me, "Don't stop here," Chris told the players. You got to keep getting better, keep working. And honestly, that's what got me drafted. He said he hopes the equipment and the pep talk help the players push forward. These bats that have been in games, he says, so to see them being used here is awesome.
That's real good.
That's real good.
Yep.
One more story before we get into Ask Jason. It's not every day you hear about a police officer wrangling a fugitive and then bringing her home to live at his house. But that's basically what Sergeant Ted Lewis of the Westtown East Goshen Regional Police Department did in Pennsylvania. The department got a call about a pony running loose on the highway, and Sergeant Lewis was the first officer to arrive at the scene. He put a dog leash around her neck and was immediately taken by how friendly she was, and they immediately formed a bond. So he just took the pony home.
That's real good.
That's real good. So to Ted Lewis and to Chris Owings, y'all are real good. All right, Rafferty, I'm ready for.
First of all, is your sheet on the page?
No, it's right here. Look, I'll put it away.
I'm still not convinced that you're not seeing these beforehand. All right.
Now, do these have a theme of any sort? Is there any sort of theme that goes along with with these questions?
Death. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
All right. Well, let's.
All right. Question number 1. In a recent survey, nearly 50% of people said they have had a near-death experience while doing this. What is it?
What was a third you said?
Nearly 50% of
50%
people.
of people.
Yeah.
In
a recent survey.
A
past survey.
My first guess here is going to be car accident.
Do I tell you if you're wrong?
Well, you can give me a hint. We give each other a hint, and we also play by Family Feud rules. So if you just say a word that's in the answer, you get it.
Okay. That's not it.
That's your hint.
So it has it does not involve driving.
All right.
That's a pretty good hint.
Choking on your food.
No, but you could. You.
Okay,
you could choke on this.
What is it?
Swimming.
Swimming.
Yeah, water.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I can see that. Okay.
Sorry.
I didn't.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready for
right.
I'm ready for question number 2 here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. It's estimated that across America, about 30% of workers die each year in accidents involving these. What
Workers?
are they? Yeah, worker maintenance. 30%. Okay. It's estimated that across America, about 30 maintenance workers die each year in accidents involving these.
Electrical plugs.
No. This gets you somewhere.
Oh, a vehicle?
No.
A bike.
No, this will take you.
Elevator.
Ding,
All
ding,
right.
ding.
Oh,
Yeah, hit the
hey.
button. Nice. That's a good hint, wasn't it? Get you somewhere.
You know, that's how you do it right there, Rafferty.
I'm
That's how
loosening
you
it
do
up
it. So
now.
that gives me 6 for the week then.
6.
6.
Okay.
It's not real great, but it'll do.
It's better than none.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
According to the National Academies of Science,
Mm-hmm.
we've determined today that you are a scientist.
Yeah, yeah.
Over 7,000 people die each year because of a doctor doing this. What is it? Here, a hint. It's not probing.
Well, let's see here. Mixing up the patient. Like they're supposed to do it to.
The answer. It's debatable that the answer could be in what you just said.
Messing up the.
It has to do with something that we talked about that we learned in school and don't use anymore.
Oh, they couldn't use trigonometry.
No, that's not it. No.
I don't know.
It says using sloppy handwriting that results in something going wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
That makes plenty of sense.
Yeah.
I went to the doctor.
In other words, they wrote in cursive and
Yeah. I went to the doctor yesterday, and there was some over-the-counter stuff he wanted me to go get, and he wrote it down for me, and he said what it was, and I was trying to commit that to memory. But by the time it was time to go home, and I was going to run by the store and get it, I couldn't read what he wrote.
Oh no!
So
You got laxatives, didn't you?
no, but let me tell you who's great at being able to decipher doctor. That's my wife, Donna.
Oh, okay.
She's fantastic at it. I took it home. I was like, I was going to stop and get this, but I don't know what any of this is.
Saved from the laxatives.
Yeah, so I didn't get random laxatives. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But she was able to decipher it. She knew exactly what I needed to go get.
Did you get a B complex or something?
No, it was something about my gut. I don't know what it was. Something about the.
I just guessed on laxatives, but I mean that's about your.
Well,
gut.
it is about the gut, but it.
Prune juice.
No. No, I don't even know what it's for. He said, but I forgot. And that's the problem with me going
sauerkraut.
That's the problem with me going to the doctor by myself, is that they'll say all this stuff. And Donna's like, "What'd they say?" Need to get this, but I can't read it.
I'm like a full-fledged hypochondriac.
Yeah.
They'll tell me something.
Right.
And then I'll like call my mom.
Yeah.
Call Charlotte.
Yeah.
And be like, "It's over. It's over.
I'm done for."
They're like, "What's wrong?" They said I've got a ear infection. You know.
Coming up, the mayor of Monterey, Alex
107.7
Garcia.
and 1400. The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY. 107.7 FM. And AM 1400. WHUB Cookeville.
Another American jailed in Russia set free. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
This is so important, and it shows that this country now, under President Trump, is going to be diligent and aggressive in getting Americans home.
Republican Senator Ashley Moody reacting on Fox a short time ago after Ksenia Karelina was released, now flying back to the U.S.
Karelina was arrested in January of 2024 in Yekaterinburg during a visit to see her family. She was jailed for donating about $50 to a charity supporting Ukraine on the first day of Russia's invasion. The court found her guilty of high treason, sentencing her to imprisonment in a penal colony. The amateur ballerina and Los Angeles resident became a U.S. citizen in 2021. Her family and her loved ones have been vocal in their efforts demanding her release.
That's Fox's Alex Hogan. It was a prisoner swap, releasing a German-Russian dual citizen the U.S. had wanted for supplying Russia's military with technology. Now a tariff update. The European Union has just agreed to a 90-day pause to its retaliation on charging American exports the morning after President Trump paused reciprocal tariffs he'd put in place, saying we need to fix trade imbalances.
No other president would have done what I did. No other president. I know the presidents. They wouldn't have done it.
Now, President Trump is keeping in place a 10% tariff on most imports and increased the one on Chinese goods to 125% after China retaliated with bigger tariffs. Now, on Wall Street, stock futures are dropping again, nearly 500 points for the Dow, after the Dow's nearly 3,000 points surge and a big rebound yesterday because of this pause. The president says he knows his tariff policies had spooked investors.
They were getting yippy, you know? They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid.
It's up to 184 people dead now in that Dominican Republic nightclub disaster when the roof collapsed early Tuesday. Among the dead, singer Ruby Perez, who was performing when the roof came down. More than 200 people injured. America's listening to Fox News.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
House Republicans passed a bill they say reins in judicial activism that had been blocking the Trump agenda with lawsuits challenging the president's actions. It's called the No Rogue Rulings Act, and it limits U.S. District Judge rulings, not allowing them to impose nationwide injunctions. Democrats oppose the bill, countering that the lawsuits are the only way to stop Trump actions they claim are illegal. Republicans not yet united on another bill, though, a bigger one to fund the Trump agenda.
In the face of a likely rebellion by fiscal hawks, Speaker Mike Johnson's putting off a vote on a spending plan. That plan's meant to move President Trump's agenda ahead on border security, defense, energy, and taxes. But the Senate version only cuts about $4 billion. The House version calls for at least $1.5 trillion in spending cuts.
That's Fox's Jill Nato. Republicans are hoping that they can have a vote today before a recess. That bill, even as far as taxes, would extend the 2017 Trump tax cuts. An emotional night in the NBA.
Luka Doncic wiped away tears as the Mavericks played a video tribute prior to the Lakers matchup against Dallas Wednesday night. And then he got down to business. Doncic finished the game with 45 points, scoring 31 in the first half as the Lakers defeated the Mavericks 112-97. It was the first game back in Dallas for Doncic after the Mavericks completed arguably the most stunning trade in NBA history 2 months ago, sending the 5-time All-NBA player to Los Angeles for Anthony Davis. With the win, the Lakers wrapped up a playoff spot, while the Mavericks are guaranteed a losing record, though Dallas is still in position to make the play-in tournament. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
They're getting ready to tee off at Augusta in Georgia this hour at the famed Masters Tournament, golf's first major of the year. Scotty Scheffler hopes to repeat as winner with a green jacket. Tiger Woods not playing, recovering from an injury. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. No tax increase proposed in the City of Allgood's 2025-2026 fiscal year budget. The City Council approved first reading of the budget Tuesday, which includes a 36-cent property tax rate. That rate unchanged for almost a dozen years, according to Mayor Lisa Chapman Fowler. Second reading of the spending plan will take place next month. The Putnam County Regional Planning Commission has agreed to amend the county's subdivision regulations to require developers to get a signature from the postmaster. According to the Herald Citizen, Postmaster Joey Craven spoke to the Planning Commission earlier this year about the issue, saying the bottom line for the post office is cost. Tennessee's statewide spring turkey season opens Saturday and continues through May 25th. For more information on the 2025 spring turkey season, regulations, and license requirements, you can check out tnwildlife.org. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
From the WHUB Willow Window Studios, your trusted window, garage door, and custom window treatment experts. Willow Window. Stop by their new showroom at 310 Newman Drive, Cookeville.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is radio station WHUB. The voice of the Upper Cumberland in Cookeville, Tennessee.
Good morning. Good morning, Cookeville with Jason and Sheila on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. It's Jason and Rafferty Cleary here today. Rafferty's filling in for Miss Sheila Scruggs today. Thank you so much, Rafferty. Appreciate that.
Happy to do it.
I know you're busy. Rafferty not only does the news here for us, but Rafferty is also the cultural administrator for the town of Monterey. And Monterey's had some really cool stuff recently happened. The sports complex, renaming that to former mayor who I know a lot of people wanted it, the sports complex, but he's the one who really got the ball rolling, and that's Nathan Walker. And so renamed that whole sports complex after him. And what a great thing for the alderman of Monterey to do.
Yeah. Tremendous dude.
Yeah.
Nathan's one of the finest people I've ever known.
Mm-hmm.
And it was his dream. I mean, he had a passion on bringing a soccer field to the town of Monterey. Had some discussions up at the state level. Unfortunately, the town was granted some appropriation dollars from the state legislature to let us build a soccer field. Problem with Monterey, it's not like we're chock full of developable land.
Right, there's a lot of hills.
Yeah, and not a lot of available spots in Monterey where you could build a regulation-sized soccer field. Well, the one place we had was what's been primarily known as Black Bottom Field, over on the Railroad Avenue, Whitaker Street. If you're coming down Stratton in Monterey behind Taco Bell, you'll see the lights.
Yeah.
It was a softball field. Way back when we had a semi-pro team.
Well, I read that yesterday, and I didn't know that. Are there any pictures of that? I mean,
I think there are some photos of that, actually.
I'd love to see them.
Bill Wiggins, seems like Bill Wiggins and Del Welch and Jim Whitaker had discussed that not too long ago about there being some pictures of that over there. But anyway, it was a softball field as of recently. But what we've done is we have fit a soccer field and a softball field on the same field. Now, that doesn't seem like it makes sense, but it does work.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't play a softball game at the same time as a soccer game.
No, that'd be
impossible. You can do both at that complex, and it's turned out really nice. New fencing, new grass, new dugouts for the softball field, updated concession stand, brand new parking lot. There was no parking lot there. Gravel dumped down, people parked there, but paved parking lot, new drainage system for all of it. And what it's allowed us to do is partner with the high school, and now Monterey High School soccer teams, both girls and boys, will be playing all their home games there. And so first win in history, by the way, for MHS boys soccer just a couple of weeks ago on that field. So it's pretty neat, providing opportunities for those students.
Yeah.
They don't have to go to Cookeville to play soccer now or Baxter. We got us a soccer team in Monterey.
Right.
That's exciting.
It's exciting, and I'm sure that has multiple uses. I mean, it's not just soccer, not just softball, but there could be other uses there too.
Sure.
Have you seen the Vintage Baseball League? Have you heard of this?
I have. I have a friend who plays in one of those leagues.
You should bring them and have a game there.
It's really cool.
It's because they dress
old
like
school.
it. The rules are from
old
back
gloves.
then. Yeah. They kind of pay a little homage to that field and bring that back. I think the last time they were close, they were in rugby.
Yes.
And they played a game in rugby, and it's so interesting to watch. And you kind of got into it, because it was a fun game to watch. And then it's like you're watching a live movie almost. And I found myself going, hey, that was a good bat, Shane.
Yeah, Shane.
Yeah, Shane. I really wanted a cigar and one of those little hats.
I love it. Yeah, Shane.
What we need to do is start us a barbershop quartet so we can go out there and bring them in. And
Hey, Monterey had a barbershop quartet not too long ago.
Really? Maybe that could come back. I just think that'd be really cool to do on that field, to kind of
Hello, my dog.
say, hey, this is what this was used for way back.
I think you've spurred a possibility for
I would love
Fire on the Mountain.
Oh, that'd be perfect for Fire on the Mountain.
Vintage baseball game.
Yeah.
At the Nathan Walker Sports Complex at Black Bottom.
Do it.
That's the official name now, by the way.
Do it.
We may do it.
You have to do it now.
Okay, we will do it.
Too good of an idea. And speaking of Monterey, other things going on in Monterey this weekend. We'll talk to Chris Landers tomorrow about this, but big GNCC motorcycle race coming to the Old Gray. And the last time it was there, what was the official count of people?
I can't remember, but the way I describe it, see, I grew up in East Tennessee. It's Bristol, baby. I mean, I grew up at Bristol Motor Speedway. Didn't miss a race for the longest time. And for a guy who's just not really into motorsports, I do like me some NASCAR. It was like a mini Bristol Motor Speedway last year.
Yeah.
The sights were very similar, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you had the motorsports flair to it.
Right.
Thousands of people, no doubt.
Yeah. Oh, easily thousands. I just don't know how many thousands.
The farm down there was just
it's
from
packed.
one end to the other, campers. And there was,
well, you and I went last year, not together. We just ended up hanging out. And
we have been places together.
Right.
Yeah.
We have.
Yeah.
But man, what a fun time it was. And this is from a guy who knows nothing.
Same here. Absolutely nothing.
But I had such a great time watching it.
And quite honestly, don't have an interest in riding dirt bikes or
Nope.
ATVs or UTVs.
I'm with you.
Absolutely does not interest
still fun.
me. It makes me a little nervous, be completely honest.
Yeah.
One of my favorite events I've ever been to
Yeah.
in Monterey.
It was just a blast.
Super exciting.
And then, to watch them go by at, such a fast, they're going so fast on these dirt bikes.
Slinging dirt.
And then they go up into the woods.
Yep.
And you think, they probably slowed down a little bit through the woods. Nope.
What was really neat is the pit stops that they do.
Yeah.
Because these are like 3-hour races. I don't think people realize that. They're running around in the woods for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then they come back down on the main part of the farm, and it's time to do a pit stop. I mean, these dudes roll up covered in mud.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they can see out of their goggles.
Me neither.
They flush some gas in there real quick like. Power wash off the dirt. I mean, in a matter of like 20 seconds, and these dudes are off.
Yeah, I had no idea what a big deal GNCC was.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, oh, wow, so y'all race some dirt bikes. That's neat. And then you go to one of these events, and you're like, oh, my bad.
It's pretty.
I didn't know it was like this.
It's intense.
It is. And then the way they start them off, and that was fun to watch. Just everything about. There's plenty of food trucks there. It's just a lot of fun to go to. And then not Easter weekend, but the weekend after Easter, it's the Landers KTM Adventure Rally.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a Daytona Bike Week, from what I understand.
That'd be region wide too.
Right, and that's dirt bikes, adventure bikes, and they're going to be going all over the Upper Cumberland and through different places. Get to see a lot of really cool things that the Upper Cumberland offers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a race. It's just a rally. So you can take your time, I guess, if you want to go through this course. It's going to take you on the street, through trails, through waterfalls, and all the stuff. So that should be a bunch of fun. That's coming to Monterey too. So Monterey's got a lot going on. Doing a great job. Town of Monterey's doing a great job.
Thanks, man. Teamwork.
It's 7:16 now. More with Good Morning Cookeville on the way. Good Morning Cookeville's brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. And we're live here in the Willow Window Studio. We'll be right back.
Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Looking for talented individuals who would like to join our team? Contact us today. Visit tnelevate.com.
Elevate your space with high-quality window treatments from Willow Window. Our dedicated team crafts custom solutions featuring sleek blinds, elegant shades, custom interior and exterior shutters, and luxury drapery tailored to your style. Transform your windows into stunning focal points that enhance your home's charm. Reach out to us today for your complimentary estimate. 931-WINDOW-1.
Did you know that all of our stations have some great half-price Upper Cumberland deals? You're supporting local businesses and getting great savings at the same time.
Businesses like Fog Light Food House, CG's Boutique, The Exceptional Bean, Fire and Vine Restaurant and Rooftop Bar, and the Royal House of Cheese.
Visit any of the Cookeville Communications station websites for more information or to purchase a half-price gift card.
Call us before you dig. Accidents are caused each year because someone broke a gas line that they didn't know was there. Remember, not all of our lines are in the street. They go through your yard to the house. Don't take a chance. The Cookeville Gas Department will gladly check any area before you dig and tell you if there are any gas lines present. Help us keep natural gas the safest energy there is. Natural gas. Energy for life. This message brought to you in the interest of safety from the Cookeville Gas Department in cooperation with the Tennessee Public Utility Commission.
The sound of the gavel never gets old when you hear an EJ say so. Live or online, we handle auctions of any kind.
Call Amanette's Eagle Auction at 526-5335, where we soar higher.
It's tax season. By now, we're all a bit tired of numbers, but here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now, here's a good number, $100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed. Save up to 40% in your first year with promo code CLAY. Visit LifeLock.com. That's LifeLock.com, promo code CLAY. Terms apply.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
1077 and 1400, The Hub. Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville.
Good morning, Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. Jason and Rafferty. Sorry, Rafferty. It's a habit.
It's okay.
Sheila.
It's an honor to be called Sheila.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, all right then.
Look how I'm sitting.
Why are you sitting like that?
I have no idea.
Bill Gates will not inherit billions. Did you know that?
Well, his children won't.
His children won't?
Well, actually, they will.
He's got $101.2 billion. That's what he's worth.
Yeah.
And recently disclosed that his 3 kids will receive less than 1% of his wealth.
Okay, less than 1%. 1% of 101 billion is like 1 billion, right? Or my math not mathing?
Well, I don't know. Remember, we just went through this whole thing that stuff we should have learned on in high school and didn't. Percentages is obviously one of those things.
It's something.
So there's a podcaster, and it revealed that his 3 kids will receive less than 1% of his estimated $101 billion fortune. He said, "My kids got a great upbringing and education, and they'll get less than 1% of the total wealth because I decided it would be a favor to them." Gates wants his kids to carve out their own paths and accomplishments without being overshadowed by the incredible luck and good fortune. Dude. What are you talking? What's he going to do with the money? And what's he going to do with it? Just give it away?
I don't know.
I'll take it.
I mean,
give me some of that.
It's less than 1%.
I'll take 1%.
$101.2 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still coming out pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're still, and I'm sure you still own some stuff.
I can't carve my own path out with what I'm getting out of that. I mean,
you would think that you could carve your path with 1% of 100 billion.
Yeah. I could definitely carve it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That is still in the millions.
Billions. It's still in the billions, I think.
Is it or hundreds? It's at least hundreds of millions. Somebody out there's yelling at the screen or radio right now going, "You idiots."
It's okay. I take pride in not knowing the answer to that.
Right. I mean, why would we need to know what 1% of 101 billion would be? I don't know about you, but my parents aren't even close.
Mine, yeah.
It's
not.
You're talking about school teachers.
It ain't happening.
No. Yeah. So, I'm not complaining. I got to carve my own path.
Me too.
Now, this is something that Sheila and I do every now and then, where there's just some headlines that we saw that we didn't click on, and we didn't read the story, and we don't know the context. But the headlines were good enough to talk about. So we kind of bring up the headline, then we pontificate on what they could have been about.
Pontificate.
I use big words sometimes. Huh. So here's one of those headlines. Watch King Charles play a lullaby on a carrot.
Saw what happened.
Oh, so you clicked it?
Clicked it.
What was that like?
Well, a little odd.
Yeah.
I thought that King Charles put well, I'm going to stop. I'm going to be weird. Things will get weird. I apologize.
What do you mean?
I saw it. It was strange. I'm going to leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second headline is study finds monkeys are better yodelers than humans. Can you yodel?
No. I mean, can you yodel?
Lole, lole, lole.
Is that right?
I don't know, but I'd love to watch a monkey yodel.
That would be pretty sweet.
I'd watch that like that's at the fair or something.
Okay. All right.
Some headline number 3. I studied Hooters girls for a living. Here's what I learned.
See, that's one of those headlines that it's like you see them on advertisements.
Yeah.
Daily Mail, for instance. You'll just run down there like airplane stewardess says this is the one thing you don't do on an airplane. Something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Don't click on those links. I wouldn't even want to see that.
And I mean, studying Hooters girls. I mean, I didn't know they needed to be studied. These are the kinds of things that your high school counselor doesn't tell you about.
No. The next one's great too. What can you do to stop the burps?
Hold your breath, right?
Eat peanut butter.
Is that really a thing?
Burps or the hiccups?
Well, no, hiccups is hold your breath.
I do peanut butter for hiccups. It works great.
I don't know how would you stop burps?
Oh wait, that makes you burp.
It makes you burp, yeah. I don't know how you would stop a burp.
Here's my opinion on it.
Mm-hmm.
Got an 11-year-old living with me right now.
Okay.
Loves to burp.
Who doesn't?
I don't. I just don't do it, man. Occasionally we'll do the other one, okay? Yeah. But I just feel like burps are totally unnecessary.
But you have to do it.
I disagree. I disagree.
Sorry, I'm looking at.
You're weirding me out right now.
Well, I'm
man.
sorry. That says this computer over here is plugged in, but it's saying that the battery's going low, and if I lose power on this computer, then I can't operate the radio station.
You're making me nervous.
So it's 7:26. We're going to go ahead and hit this break so I can find out where this computer's plugged in, so we don't have any sort of technical issues later.
Okay.
So sorry about that, guys.
Okay.
It's Good Morning Cookeville. We're here in the Willow Window Studio, live. One of the few things that are live in this town.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the only thing that's live right now. 7:26. Good Morning Cookeville. We'll be right back. Hang out, guys.
Local news. News Talk 107.7 and 1400. The Hub.
News is brought to you by One Bank of Tennessee, where service is second to none.
From the WHUB News Center, I'm Rafferty Cleary. No tax increase proposed in the City of Allgood's 2025-2026 fiscal year budget. The City Council approved first reading of the budget Tuesday, which includes a 36-cent property tax rate. That rate unchanged for almost a dozen years, according to Mayor Lisa Chapman Fowler. Second reading of the spending plan will take place next month. The Putnam County Regional Planning Commission has agreed to amend the county's subdivision regulations to require developers to get a signature from the postmaster. According to the Herald Citizen, Postmaster Joey Craven spoke to the Planning Commission earlier this year about the issue, saying the bottom line for the post office is cost. Tennessee's statewide spring turkey season opens Saturday and continues through May 25th. For more information on the 2025 spring turkey season, regulations, and license requirements, you can check out tnwildlife.org. That's the news from WHUB. I'm Rafferty Cleary.
Good morning, Cookeville. I'm Jacob Vincent with the UCR Sports Report. On UCR last night, the Upperman Bees baseball team beat DeKalb County 9-3 to win their 8th game in a row. The Bees are now 6-0 in District 7 3A play. Luka Doncic started his return to Dallas with the Lakers as Los Angeles won 112-97 last night. Doncic had a game-high 45 points with 31 in the first half. The win for the Lakers also clinched them a playoff spot and now have a record of 49-31. Elsewhere in the NBA, the Bulls beat the Heat 119-111. Hornets fell to the Raptors 126-96. The Magic beat the Celtics 96-76. The Atlanta Braves fell to the Phillies last night 4-3 after Trey Turner hit a go-ahead solo home run in the top of the ninth. The Braves are now 2-9 on the season. Elsewhere in the MLB, the Giants topped the Reds in extras 8-6. Dodgers beat the Nationals 6-5. Yankees over the Tigers 4-3, and the Marlins shut out the Mets 5-0. Join us tonight for some high school baseball on UCR at 6 o'clock, weather permitting, as the Upperman Bees take on Watertown in a non-district battle. You can watch the game on the main UCR Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Jacob Vinson, and that was the UCR Sports Report.
The UCR Sports Report on 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, brought to you by One Bank.
TRN News.
The Shelby County District Attorney's Office is planning to seek a life sentence for murder suspect Jackson Hopper. The man was indicted for the murder of Ellie Young in a parking lot of the Shelby Farms Visitor Center on October 19th. Hopper appeared in court Tuesday for an arraignment and has pled not guilty to the first-degree murder charge. He's expected back in court May 27th. 3 people in custody after a high-speed chase in a stolen vehicle in the Nashville area, happening early Wednesday morning in the Antioch neighborhood. Police say the suspects carjacked a person at gunpoint near the Southeast Community Center. Officers gave chase, then the vehicle crashed along Mount View Road. The suspects abandoned the car, but later were arrested. An investigation into this incident is ongoing. And the Nashville Cherry Blossom Festival returns this weekend from 9:30 to 5 Saturday at Public Square Park. Admission is free. I'm Lee Mowen.
Number 1 for news from across the state. This is the Tennessee Radio Network.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, 'cause the ALB must be found.
If you're hearing this, you should be concerned about the Asian longhorned beetle, an invasive species that's destroying our trees. But you can help. Look for the signs and help stop the beetle.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, 'cause the ALB must be found.
Some signs of the ALB are dime-sized holes on tree trunks, a sawdust-like material called frass, and the beetle itself, with a long black body and white spots.
Look up, look down, look around, look up, look down, look around. In the trees and on the ground, 'cause the ALB must be found.
Learn all the signs and how to report them at AsianLonghornedBeetle.com. That's AsianLonghornedBeetle.com.
TEMA working with local and federal agencies to access the damage from recent floods and severe storms. The state remains in a level 3 state of emergency with several rescue crews and the National Guard available to assist if needed. FEMA public assistance isn't ready yet, even though the governor's emergency declaration was approved. Damage assessments will help determine if federal requirements are met. Boil water advisories are in effect in Fayette, Lauderdale, Obion, and Tipton counties, and several water treatment plants have been affected by floodwaters. State lawmakers moving on an expansion of the Good Samaritan law. House Bill 995 extending legal immunity to those who try to help people who've had too much to drink. Similar protections already exist for people trying to help with a drug overdose. State Rep Iris Rudder came up with the bill after hearing from a UT alumna who says her brother died of alcohol poisoning at a party where his friends didn't contact the police in fear of getting trouble. And Tennessee lawmakers considering a bill that would make the TVA report its highest salaries. Anyone making over $123,000 will have to be publicly listed. I'm Lee Mowen, Tennessee Radio Network News.
Upper Cumberland weather.
Brought to you by the Habitat for Humanity's Habitat Restore, located at 560 South Jefferson in Cookeville.
This is your latest forecast from News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville. With Jason and Sheila.
On 107.7 and 1400
Good morning,
The Hub.
Cookeville. Jason and Sheila here. Jason in Rafferty today.
Dude.
Rafferty's filling in for Sheila. Well, sorry, man.
It's an honor, but like after the 10th time.
Oh, it's just a habit.
I know. I'm kidding, man.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Hey, real quick though, who solved the problem?
You solved the problem, Rafferty.
Yeah, I solved
you
it.
found the end of the plug, and Lord knows nobody else could have done that.
I'm just saying.
So big props to Rafferty for saving the day.
Mm-hmm. Big deal.
Colton Barrett, did I get it right?
Yes, sir, you did.
Is in the studio with us. And Colton has got a fundraiser coming up at Leslie Town Center. Tell us about what that is and what you're raising funds for.
Yes, sir. So I'm the chairman of our Ducks Unlimited chapter here at Tennessee Tech, and every year we hold a annual sportsman's banquet. And the purpose is to raise funds for the conservation and preservation of wetlands. So basically what we do is we have a big banquet with a really nice meal. We have a live auction, silent auction. You guys can play some games, win some prizes. And it's just, in general, a really good time.
Duck hunt. You can have duck hunt there for us to play.
I can arrange that, absolutely.
Y'all even, both of you guys are young. You guys even know what duck hunt is?
Yes, man.
I do actually.
Okay.
I do. I grew up with the NES system, yeah.
That's still a thing, though, too.
Is it?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
On like
Where you
the
at?
Switch and stuff like that, you can play that.
I've seen new modified versions of it, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm glad something has lasted because that was always fun.
Well, and isn't it too like isn't that the thing that's in the arcades too? Like with you know what I'm talking? No, okay.
Although there's not many arcades anymore.
That's a little more old school.
Look at that.
Dave and Buster's.
Rafferty.
Hey, hold on. Dave and Buster's?
Is this
Chuck E. Cheese?
Is this your first I'm old moment?
Possibly. I've been having them here lately.
It happens.
I've been having them here
How
lately.
old are you?
33, feeling like
33.
60.
It's in
Colton, how old are you?
22.
Have you had a I'm old moment yet?
A couple of them.
Really? What would you possibly feel old about at 22?
Well, whenever you pull your back muscle and you start getting spasms.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree, but then when you get my age, I'm 51, the same exact thing could happen to you opening the refrigerator.
Well, thankfully mine wasn't doing that. So
You were probably doing something like, strenuous.
Right, or probably something cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I've got a crick in my neck from sneezing. What happened to you, man? Bad sneezing thing going on.
So that's what I have to look forward to in 30 years, then I guess. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Good
Yeah.
to know.
So get it in now while you can is what I'm trying to say.
11 years.
Noted.
too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. All right, Colton. So we know it's at Leslie Town Center. When's that coming up?
It'll be April 26th, so 3 Saturdays from now, and doors will open at 6 p.m. We'll have dinner probably about 6:45, 7, and then shortly after we'll start the live auction.
Okay, so what do you have in the live auction? Do you have any teasers you can tell us about?
I'll give you a few hints. Usually we've got some pretty big items such as firearms or limited edition artwork and stuff like that. And then we also have some just very cool official Ducks Unlimited merchandise items. For example, usually we'll have last year. I'll give a last year teaser, kind of,
Okay.
We'll have custom artwork made. Like we had a kind of fire branded Ducks Unlimited logo with like an American flag background. So just
Sweet.
real neat stuff like that. You can show off to your friends, your buddies, your man cave. And we also we try and cater to a little bit of everything. So we'll have some duck hunting stuff, obviously. Then we'll also have some fly fishing, turkey stuff. We try and get a wide variety of stuff in the door.
Yeah, turkey season starts this
Saturday.
Saturday. I'm excited for it.
I'm sure. Now, Ducks Unlimited, I mean, obviously your focus, I guess, is on duck hunting.
Waterfowl in general, yeah.
Waterfowl in general.
Correct.
So so that's even geese? Because, I mean, I know that you can't.
Ducks, mergansers, geese, swans, grebes, you name it. Anything that uses a wetland or a marsh type habitat is the focus.
Yeah, but no one's really out hunting swans, are
That is
they?
correct. Yeah, that's correct.
That's why I was like,
No.
I ain't got a big weekend of swan hunting. I mean, you never heard that ever in your life.
No swans noted. Okay.
But ducks, I mean, there's all kind. I think people underestimate how many ducks are. You know the geese because especially if you're a golfer, you know that.
Yeah,
there's
we
a
have no shortage of Canadian geese
Right.
here.
Have you ever been bit by a goose or a geese?
No.
Hurts. Have you ever been bit?
I've not. I don't think I want to find out.
I have. I've been bit before. I've been kicked by a deer too once, but
You've been
anyway,
kicked
back
by
on.
a deer?
Yeah, yeah. But back on.
How are you that close to a deer?
Long
to
story.
Get kicked?
Long story, Jason.
Called a petting zoo.
Yeah. Was it a petting zoo incident?
It really wasn't. No.
You were out in the wild and got kicked by a deer?
I told you that Tony Randolph was involved in this story. With that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Colton, you don't want to know Tony.
No.
Not if he's going to get me kicked by a deer.
Yeah. All right, so in preserving wetlands, there's more than you think here in the Upper Cumberland.
There is.
Think about it.
There is.
Some lakes and stuff like that. Obviously we know about those, but I've got several ducks that land at my house, but they like that shallow water, it seems.
Yeah, that's correct. With Ducks Unlimited as a whole, it's all across the nation. Actually, there's organizations in Canada and Mexico as well. So it's a huge
We got tariffs on them right now.
Yeah, I better not mention that.
We don't care about their ducks right now.
But the biggest focus is habitat specifically for wintering and breeding locations, on the national level. So there's different focus areas, they call them, all across the nation. Whereas if you go to the Dakotas, or the Prairie Pothole region, that's the main breeding area for the majority of our waterfowl here in the U.S.
I didn't know
there's a lot
that.
of conservation funds that go there, specifically trying to kind of restore and bring back a lot of the wetlands that have been degraded for just bad agricultural purposes or development, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Down here in the southern part of the U.S., it's more of the wintering habitat, so getting food and cover for the wintering seasons while they come down here on their migration.
Do you do any localized projects in regards to that?
Not so much with the habitat creation, but what we do is we do a lot of work with wood ducks around here. So just back in February, me and some of the members of my chapter went up to Cordell Hull to inspect wood duck boxes. We do egg counts. We try and look for eggshells or membranes from last year's hatchlings to try and get a rough estimate of how many ducklings may have hatched last year. And then we clean out the shavings, put new shavings in. And then we've been to other WMAs such as Percy Priest, Old Hickory to install new wood duck boxes. And so that right now is actually a big thing on Old Hickory, as they're trying to put up new wood duck boxes to create more opportunities for nesting.
So does that bring more ducks to that area then, obviously, if they find that there's places for them to...
Correct, and increases the breeding potential. So hopefully more ducks in the end as well.
I got you.
So.
What if you had, so it sounds like WMAs, so state, I guess, monitored places is where you're working mostly right now. Are there city-owned properties or local, more of a true localized level that you go to?
That's actually something we're looking to get into next year. Our advisor, Dr. Brad Cohen at Tech, came up with this idea of starting a small project with a bunch of local Cookeville surrounded, the greater Cookeville area, working with the locals who have ponds or wetlands in their areas and putting wood duck boxes kind of scattered throughout to try and get more wood ducks in the community, not just so much on the reservoir.
What if I knew a guy who could get you into Meadow Creek Park in Monterey? They got a 90-acre lake there, and it's beautiful. They're building trails and stuff like that. What if I knew a guy that could help you out with that?
Give me his name.
He's sitting right there.
It's me.
It's rapidly
Really?
clear. Yeah.
The whole time.
Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So the whole time I was baiting you. I was baiting you.
Okay,
I can tell by the questions that you were asking. Rafferty's like, "How do I get me some of those duck boxes?"
I'm allowed to be selfish in this situation.
Well, you
right?
should be, man. It's a great thing. It'd be a great thing for the park. It'd be a great thing. It's a win-win.
To relate with it, we've recently partnered with the Cookeville Bluebird Society.
Okay, yeah.
And so they put bluebird boxes in our park. And let me just tell you, it works.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, the bluebirds in the Upper Cumberland, they know these boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, we put them up, and the next day came out there, and there's one just chilling.
Yeah.
On the box. It's like, oh, look, one of these boxes has appeared.
Mhm.
They work.
Yeah, they do. They do.
We'll talk.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
That'd be a great idea. I've got 2 spots in my field that every time it rains, it fills up with water. They're not ponds or anything, but
Right,
they
just
fill
low
up
ones,
with water. And every time they do, I end up with anywhere between 5 to 10 ducks, and they just hang out until they dry up, and then off they go to someplace else. But
that's cool.
I don't have a lot of geese. I thought I would have geese, but I guess they like golf courses and not my
right,
not my little spot there. Those geese are bougie.
They are. They're picky. They're real picky where they want
and
to
I
be.
think they know that they can't be hunted with their little bracelet on their neck and all that stuff. Little collar. They're like, I got a collar on. Can't do nothing about me.
A little arrogant. That's what you're
That's what I'm saying. They get that collar on. They think they're special. But now I haven't seen many ducks with a collar on.
Collaring's not very popular in ducks. Mostly with ducks, it's leg banding, or occasionally, very rarely, you'll see like wing clips.
Okay.
It'll be like a bright colored wing clip, but usually it's bands.
Now, what kind of duck do we have here? The wood duck? I mean, is that the name of the type of ducks that we have, or are they? I've always just called them mallards.
We've
That's
got,
probably not true.
We've got more ducks here than I can count on both hands.
Really?
Well, let me take the back. Locally, that are here year round and are what we call residents. Mostly, it's going to be wood ducks and hooded merganser, which is it's a merganser. It's not technically a duck, but
well, what is it then?
it's a merganser. It's like a duck.
Oh, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
A merganser.
Yeah.
Merganser.
It's a really weird.
Is that ugly? Is that ugly duck?
No, it's not. I wouldn't call it necessarily ugly. It's black and white. It's got like a big kind of like vertical afro thing coming out the back.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Okay.
But as far as migrators, mallards are definitely the most popular. We've got gadwalls that come through. We've got blue-winged teal, green-winged teal. Occasionally you'll see a black duck around here, but that's really, really rare. Pintails are more out in the West Tennessee area, and then when you get to like Arkansas type area, you'll start to see a couple more varieties of redheads, canvasbacks.
Now, why do they like it over there and not? Why don't they come here?
So, right where Cookeville is, we are perfectly smack dab in the middle of two migration flyways. We're right in the middle of the Atlantic to the east of us and the Mississippi to the west of us. And so basically the ducks we get is kind of the overflow from both of those flyways because we're not directly in the middle of one.
Oh.
So it makes duck hunting around here is kind of difficult sometimes because there's usually not very many ducks. So if you want to go
something,
well, that is cool. I would have never thought that they had like this. I knew they had a migration pattern, but I didn't think they, stuck to it like the interstate.
Yeah.
This is their I-40, right?
Do they know we have a Buc-ee's?
I don't know. Maybe I should put that.
You
memo
should
up.
put
Might
that
get
out
around
there.
here, yeah.
Let the ducks know. I mean,
right. Put some of them beaver nuggets out for food.
Yeah, we'll call it Duckies.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. When is duck season?
It's long past, unfortunately, but usually in Tennessee, we start right after Thanksgiving, and then it runs to about January 31st every year. So
we'll talk to Colton a little bit more coming up about the fundraiser at Leslie Town Center coming up and how you can get involved. That's all on the way here on Good Morning Cookeville. Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. We're live here in the Willow Window Studio. Hang out. We'll be right back.
Good Morning Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. Looking for talented individuals who would like to join our team? Contact us today. Visit tnelevate.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement?
I wish I could retire.
Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Retire the Right Way, with Aaron Wright. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
May we have your attention, please? We've got some big news regarding one of your favorite draw-style lottery games. In fact, it's not just big news. It's mega, because Mega Millions is bigger and better than ever, thanks to new and exciting features like larger starting jackpots, built-in multipliers, bigger second prizes, and better odds to win. And yes, it'll cost a little more to play, but you'll have the chance at some mega-sized wins. The new Mega Millions from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Elevate your space with high-quality window treatments from Willow Window. Our dedicated team crafts custom solutions featuring sleek blinds, elegant shades, custom interior and exterior shutters, and luxury drapery tailored to your style. Transform your windows into stunning focal points that enhance your home's charm. Reach out to us today for your complimentary estimate. 931 Window 1.
Hey guys, it's Philip Gibbons for Carlin Chevrolet. Aren't you tired of being sold a car by the other guys? And once you leave the lot, the dealership acts like they don't even know you anymore? Well, at Carlin Chevrolet, they're not in the business of just selling cars. They're in the business of making you family by having the #1 customer service in the Upper Cumberland for over 10 years and lifetime oil changes. Carlin Chevrolet on the corner of Spring and Willow or carlinchevrolet.com. Carlin Chevrolet. Upfront, honest, home.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-573-4400. That's 800-573-4400. Again, that's 800-573-4400.
Jason and Sheila. Good morning, Cookeville. 1077 and 1400, The Hub.
Good morning, Cookeville, with Jason and Sheila here. Jason and Raph. God, I'm so sorry. Raph.
You did that one on purpose just now.
It's Good morning, Cookeville. Good morning, Cookeville is brought to you by Elevate Real Estate. It's 7:49 now. Just had a little rain pass through, but it was just a little bit. Looks pretty good for the rest of the day. We got Colton Barrett here with us with Ducks Unlimited, the Tennessee Tech chapter. Now, there's a chapter at Tennessee Tech. Is there a chapter for people who aren't at Tech as well? And do you guys get together and do stuff together?
So, ironically enough, Tech is the regional chapter for our area.
Okay.
Why that is, I'm not exactly sure, but there's not a quote unquote, civilian's the wrong word, but local chapter here in the area. Like Wilson County has one. There's countless other local chapters across the state, but for whatever reason, there's not one in the Cookeville area. And so Tech kind of is the Ducks Unlimited chapter for the area.
How big is the chapter?
Right now we're growing.
Okay.
COVID about took the chapter out, just with a lot of people, going online and not being at school.
Sure.
And so our numbers were almost down to ground zero. So we've been rebuilding for the past couple of years. Right now we have a pretty steady attendance of 30 to 40 members.
Really?
So I'm very happy with that.
That's
it
more
used to be like 10. So
well, that's more than I thought. I did. It's there's a there's a handful of people who are still into hunting and things like that, but didn't know that it was still that big of a thing, especially with your age and people going to Tech.
Yeah, the biggest attractant we have is definitely the conservation side of things. That is the main mission of Ducks Unlimited, is the conservation preservation aspect. And absolutely we have hunters in the chapter.
Sure.
But that's, I think, one of the biggest things that draws people in is it's not just for duck hunters, it's for anybody interested in the preservation side of things, which is where we get a lot of our donation support from those type of people, which is really good for us.
Is duck on the menu that night?
It is not, unfortunately.
Right.
Duck is hard to
checking that off
to cook.
It's a unique talent.
You really have to know what, because it's a red meat, and not a lot of people know that. And you can actually take a breast and cook it like steak, and that's the best way that I've been able to do it. A lot of people try to put oranges on it and all this other stuff, or make it sweet tasting. And
I've seen some funky recipes. That's just,
and I don't like that. But
I had it one time. It was great.
Yeah.
But none of the ways that you're mentioning.
The best thing about the duck is the duck fat. It is the most delicious thing that you can ever do is you use the duck fat to fry other things in. Would you agree?
I agree. That's a high prize item in the cooking kitchen. Absolutely.
No kidding, right?
I got a question, not related to food now. I'm starving. I don't know how you and Sheila do it. I haven't had breakfast yet.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to Hardee's after this.
I'm Bo's or Hardee's or something. But anyway, so Tennessee Tech chapter, can anybody join though? Anybody?
It does have to be collegiate members.
Okay.
In order to join the chapter, yeah. Yep.
So you just got to take.
Does that mean if we've been to college we can join, or is like actively in?
If you want to come back, you can join.
You have to take a class, I guess. At least one class.
Yeah, something like that. Come back, get another degree.
Yeah.
One's enough.
Get your master's.
Yeah.
You should go back and get your master's.
I might do that.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what's funny is we were talking about Meadow Creek Park in Monterey, and Colton's like, "Yeah, I'm going to be there this afternoon."
Isn't that weird how that happens?
Yeah. So
small world.
So what kind of class are you in? The one that Rafferty was talking about, or are you just? Is there another tech class that's doing something there?
No, so I'm a teaching assistant for a field botany class. The class in general is over herbaceous and flowering plants. So we're going up to Meadow Creek this afternoon for one of our lab sections to log and document. I think every student has to do like 15 to 20 plants up at Meadow Creek, and the basis of the project is we're trying to get a pretty wide variety sample for Dr. Green, our professor, to work with for a project that he's working on, which is part of a capstone project that me and Rafferty were just talking about.
I got you.
Pretty cool stuff, man.
It is pretty neat. Well, I mean, Meadow Creek is just it's a really cool spot, man, and it's a secret gem almost. Not a lot of people know about it.
I'd never heard of it till 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
You're gonna love it.
I'm excited.
You really are gonna.
It's really neat, and it's growing. You know what they're doing there as far as a park, and it's just and you know it's little by little, but everything that they're doing is well calculated, thought out. It's not like let's build a park, you know. Right. It's let's do this the right way, to where it keeps nature involved. And props to Rafferty and the team that have put all that together there at Meadow Creek Park. So let's get back to the fundraiser here a little bit,
yes,
just
sir.
so we talk about what we're supposed to talk about. It's 3 Saturdays from now.
Correct. April 26th at 6 p.m. at Leslie Town Center.
And is there what's their cost to get in?
There are multiple different ticket levels. And in fact, if you go onto our website, TennesseeTechDU.org, there's various multiple tickets. There's singles tickets, couples tickets. There's like a bronze level sponsorship. And then you also can buy tables. A table includes 8 seating entries, priority food service, and then you can sit at the front of the banquet auditorium. And then depending on what level of sponsorship you buy, you get to pick an item off one of like 3 different banners. And they're like really high priced, nice items. Like it could be a gun, it could be a giant Yeti cooler, it could be a gun safe. You know, there's a ton of stuff on there. It's super cool. And that's a really good way. You know, if you got a lot of friends that want to go as well, get a table sponsorship and, you know, bring your 8 buddies. So.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people. That'd be a great thing for a company to do, especially if got a bunch of outdoorsmen that like that, all that stuff. That'd be a perfect thing for them to do.
Absolutely.
And you're supporting some young people who are doing some really great things. I know when you get up to my age, you always complain about young people. Oh, they're just on their phones all the time and playing games, and they don't know anything. Well, this is a great opportunity to support some guys who aren't on their phones all the time, who aren't playing some sort of first-person war, shoot 'em.
We're getting our hands dirty. We're working.
Yeah.
There you go.
So this is a great opportunity to support that. So if you're a complainer of the young kids these days, support these young kids that are still out doing what we consider fun stuff.
I'm just jealous because you're not a millennial.
I'm not jealous.
Yeah, you are.
I'm as the way I see it, I'm the last of the great generations.
See, we're just trying to create a new great generation. That's what we're trying to do.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. It's not panning out too good for y'all. I'm just gonna be real honest.
Yeah, there's a small portion of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I always told my daughter. I was like, hey, if
Maddie's a millennial.
Maddie's a millennial, but she works. She's a hard worker.
Yeah.
And I said, you just keep doing what you're doing. You're going to run the world because nobody else your age seems to want to pick up that baton. Yeah. Same to you. I mean, there's so many that just don't want to pick up the baton and be a leader or anything. And you're doing that. And so good for you. Are you like the president of the
chairman?
Yeah, I'm the chairman.
Chairman.
Just whatever
same
name
title.
Yeah, whatever name they want to give me.
You got the same power, man. I love it.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And so if you're just coming, a couple of buddies, like me and Rafferty wanted to show up, what would you say the price was?
If you guys, I think singles tickets are $45 or $50, and couples tickets are like $65 or $70.
Okay. And that includes your meal.
Correct. That'll include your meal, entry to the event, and then any money you want to spend on live or silent auction or games afterward is up to you.
Now, do you need to bring cold hard cash, or are you taking credit cards?
We do cash and credit card at the door. Yep.
That's good.
So we try and be flexible in that aspect.
Talking here to Colton Barrett and Ducks Unlimited, Tennessee Tech chapter. They've got their fundraiser coming up, or a fundraiser. Do you do more than one throughout the year?
Typically, this is just our big one in the springtime. We've tossed around the idea of doing another one in the fall, but just with the rebuilding of the chapter, it hasn't quite come to fruition yet.
I got you. Well, go out and support these guys and girls. You have many guys and girls?
I think our chapter is actually 60% women.
Really? Now we know why Colton's in it.
I'm outnumbered.
Yeah. Colton's like, I'll be the chairman. Thank you very much. Well, I hope you have a bunch of people show up, man. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. I do as well. No problem.
Rafferty, thank you for being here. You'll be back here tomorrow morning, so I appreciate that. And tomorrow we've got up-and-coming reporter, and Chris Landers will be here to talk about the GNCC race coming up in Monterey. So we'll see you then. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
This is News Talk 107.7 and 1400, The Hub. Good morning, Cookeville. W299BY, 107.7 FM, and AM 1400, WHUB Cookeville.